G'day guys, welcome to Gear Wars. Today we have a battle against the Shanny Sn600Sc and the Yongnuo Yn568Exii. Let the games begin. Okay, pricing. Now the reason I chose these two products to compare is because they are similar on a price point. If we have a look at the Shanny Sn600Sc at the moment on eBay Australia, now we're talking Australian dollars here, we're looking about $160, which is good value for what you get in the flash. It really is good value, and Shanny being a reasonably new company. Now we'll have a look at the Yongnuo Yn568Exii at the moment on eBay Australia. So same thing, we're looking around the $160 mark. So both of these comparable. The Yn568Exii is an older flash, so you'd expect it to be probably a bit lower actually. But I think for this one, we'll call it a draw. Packaging and presentation. Okay, just from first impressions, it's really hard to distinguish here, isn't it? No, honestly, we've got a nice, fancy, modern looking box, solid as a brick, and a flimsy, dirty looking recycled Nikon box. So it's really no competition. First impressions, definitely the Shanny. This is sort of reminiscent of maybe an iPhone 6 Plus. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna crack this one open, seeing as though it's so nice looking. Slides up, throw this away. Instruction manual. Color pictures. Good start. Put that aside. And a warranty card. This isn't something you see in Chinese manufactured photography gear very often, so this is nice. Good job. Let's pull the unit out. Put that away. Alright. So you've got your unit, as you'd expect, and your plastic foot shoe. I must add, I also got a little diffuser to fit specifically on the Shanny head. Good stuff. Now let me just say, the padding in this is pretty awesome, this case. Turn it around, and you've got this Velcro tab that you strap onto the backpack. You've also got another eyelet for a strap maybe. So that's a good quality pouch, I like that. Over to the Yongnuo side. Crack open this box in a very outdated type of way, and you've got a quick start guide, and you've got your instruction manual. Now I know from experience the Yongnuo instruction manual is pretty disappointing. It's hard to follow along. I suggest jumping online. There is another online manual that is much more comprehensive. So turf that as well. Let's pull this unit out. Now, the padding. Let me just say, the difference in that case to this one is amazing. This is basically fabric. There's no padding in that. You've got your unit, and you've also got your foot shoe. So that's everything that you get in your kit. Presentation wise, packaging, I have to go with the Shanny. Okay, let's go over some functionality and build quality of both these units. On this side we've got the Shanny, this side we've got the Yongnuo. Firstly, let me just say that both of these sport TTL, high-speed sync, first and second curtain, wireless optical and master control. The zoom on both of them are a bit different. Shanny is a 20 to 200mm zoom range in the head, and the Yongnuo is 24 to 105mm, hence the bigger head on the Shanny. Okay, now looking over the bodies here. If we turn the units to the side, firstly, you'll see your ports. The Yongnuo only having one, which is your 2.5mm. The Shanny having quite a few. On this side, we've got a 2.5mm also. Down here, very bottom, you have your PC sync. Over here is an accessories screw mount, so I'm guessing for something like an umbrella, something like that. And over here, external battery pack. It's very disappointing that the Yongnuo 568X2 didn't come out with a battery pack, considering the 562 does. But anyway, nothing much we can do about that. So up to the top here, the heads. This has a locking head. Both have a 360-degree swivel motion. Yongnuo not having a locking head. That's the only difference. As we turn these around, both units have an AF assist lamp and also the optical sensors that are built in there. Turning around once again, we've got the battery enclosures, the Yongnuo device just basically popping open. A bit of a weird battery configuration there, sort of offset, which has been known to cause problems breaking these battery covers. The Shanny, on the other hand, has a lock and pull down type with your standard 4 configuration. So I think that's a bit of a better design there. We'll spin them back around to the front. Okay, both having backlit LCDs, the Shanny being a bit larger. We won't go through all the functions of these, but I will switch them on. So we have an orange backlit there, and here on the Shanny is green. Okay, the menu system's a bit different. On the Yongnuo, it's more of a double press, so to get into something like your master slave, you have to hold down your zoom, wait for that, then you're switching across. So it's not that intuitive. Whereas over here on the Shanny, you've got single button presses. So if I wanted to change to high speed sync, everything's just there. If I wanted to go into my zoom, everything's there, and we're using a wheel instead of a D-pad to move everything around. Much more intuitive. Like I said, I'm not going to get through all the menus today. Also has a lock option, so you can lock in your settings, no one can touch them. Definitely a very handy thing to have. There we go. Now let's move down to the hot shoes. The Yongnuo is sporting a screw type base, just like most standard speedlights, where the Shanny has this new locking base. So it's a trigger type action where we're pulling it across. Sorry, there is a locking pin across here that I can't quite reach. There we go. So it's pulling it across to release it, and then we're pulling it back, which is a clamp style. Both of these units are built very well. I must say that, having the Yongnuo for quite a while, it has taken a few tumbles. The Shanny I haven't got that much experience in, but they are definitely built very well and very comparable to main brands. Both the units have a diffuser which widens the spread to 14mm, and they also have a little bounce card as well, and they both slide in. Overall, for functionality and build, the winner has to be Shanny. The amount of extra ports, the extra zoom, the way the menu's laid out, yeah, it's quite clear. The winner, Shanny. Okay, power and performance. We could give you, some still photos to have a look at to show you the performance difference between these two units, but I've got other things that need to be reviewed, to be honest. And yeah, so let's go inside, and I've set up a little thing I like to call the flash tan test.
Okay, we're back inside for the flash tan test. I've got both my units set up here on stands. Now I'm not going to show you no little pretty pictures of kittens for examples. That's not the way we do it here on Gear Wars. The way we do it is I'm about to stick my face in between these flashes. We're going to fire them off as many times as we need to until I've got a beautiful rosy glow on both of my cheeks. The one with the best glow is the winner. Simple as that. Alright, both of these units are on full power. Safety first. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Ah! Get me some water, quick! Didn't expect that to happen. Maybe just take a look at the photos and do some kitty ones for you. Okay guys, just a little disclaimer, don't try that at home. Flash burns actually do happen. If you put a flash directly on your skin, you will get burned from it. So don't try that at home. But anyway, let's start with the first photo. And I'd like to introduce Estelle. Estelle's my little plastic model that I use for testing. So we'll start off with the first photo. And we'll use the Yongnuo first. So what I did is I metered for the Yongnuo. I wanted them on full power. So this one was at full power, direct bare, so directly onto the subject, bare bold, no modifiers, nothing like that. F14, 1/250th ISO 100s, and it was also metered at F14. So that was the Yongnuo. And if we go into the Shanny, you can clearly see a difference there. So same thing, F14, 1/250th ISO 100, direct bare onto the subject, 1:1, 24mm zoom, and it ended up metering at F20. So we've got a full stop of light there, even at 24mm. So yeah, there's extra power there to be had. We'll go to the next image, and this is the Yongnuo bounced off the ceiling at 24mm, full power again, and it was metered at F7.1, 1/250th ISO 100, and then up to the Shanny. So all the same settings, bounced on the ceiling. This was off camera. It was to my right. All these shots were taken in the exact same spot, with the flash in the same spot, just swapping them out on the stand. So we got 2/3 of a stop there. That's from bouncing. Okay, this is through a shoot-through umbrella, the Yongnuo, 24mm, metered at F14. Same settings, 1/250th ISO 100. And then again, shoot through with the Shanny. We're looking at 2/3 of a stop, metered at F18. So there's a reasonable increase in power. Now these are the same thing, but I decided to just try them at 105mm. So at F20, 1/250th a second, ISO 100, direct and bare as well at 105mm, metered at F20. That's the Yongnuo. And then we've got the Shanny, also at 105mm, metered at F28. So another full stop there. And just for one last example, we'll go over to this last shot, and this was the Shanny at 1:1, but 200mm. So we ended up getting the same reading of F28. So we'll just jump back to the shot previously. You can see a little bit of spread to the side, especially the right-hand side, a little bit in the hair as well. You jump back to the other photo. Yep. So there really isn't much of a difference in the fall off from 105 to 200mm. But definitely a power difference, and that's all through the zoom range as well. Okay, so I promised you guys some kitten pictures, and luckily for you, I volunteer for a local rescue and take photos of all their rescue cats and dogs. And so I got the opportunity to take the Shanny out and use some TTL. Because as you can appreciate, cats can be a bit of a pain in the butt to adjust flash, so TTL is really handy. These were taken with a few different modifiers, usually on camera. So yeah, little softboxes or ring lights, as you can see through as you go through the photos. Now the TTL on these units, with having experience with the Yongnuo, the TTL works, but it's never consistent. I've always found it to either under or overexpose, and yeah, it's always been a bit of a pain in the butt. But using the Shanny, I was quite impressed actually. The TTL on it is spot on. I didn't have to adjust much at all. Even sometimes when I flipped the flash head and bounced off a wall, it was perfect. It really worked well. So I was quite impressed with the TTL. The only thing I did find is when I had the Shanny flash in TTL is the batteries died pretty quick. They didn't last anywhere near as long as having it in manual. So what we'll do now is head back over to the flashes and we'll check out the recycle time of these units. Okay, so we're here to check the recycling times of both these units. They're both sitting on Yn568Exii transmitters. And I've just put in 2 fresh sets of Anyloop XX batteries, the black ones. I've got both these units set on full power, so let's throw a few tests off and see which one goes. I've got a 622TX, by the way. So let's do a test, pop these off. Okay, so yeah, the Shanny definitely won that. Shanny again. Yeah, so we've probably got about just under 1 second for the Shanny and about 3 seconds for the Yongnuo. And that's a full power. Now let's drop them down to half power, as you can see on the screen. Okay. Yeah, there's no waiting time on the Shanny. You've got about half a second delay on the Yongnuo. Yeah, so even though the Shanny's more powerful, it's got a faster recycle time. So power and performance, it's definitely going to Shanny. Okay, triggering and compatibility. Now this is a little bit of a hard one because Shanny don't have any triggers for me to compare. The only trigger they've come out with so far is the E3 RT trigger, which is more designed for the 600 series, so like the Yn600, the Canon 600EX, those kind of flashes that have built-in RT triggers. Now, Shanny are developing an RT module, I believe, for this particular flash, so you will be able to plug it in and connect and use all the functions of the SN-E3 RT. So that'll be really good. But at the moment, Yongnuo sort of dominate with the triggering. They've got their 560TX. They have the 622, which you see is underneath both these flashes. And they also have the Yn568E3 RT trigger. So they are a little bit ahead, but Shanny being a newer company, it's going to take a little bit of time to catch up. But just looking at this now, they both work fine. The compatibility with the Shanny and the Yongnuo is perfect. As you saw before, I was popping off flashes, no worries, as I'm doing now. If you look into the screens of both, we'll start moving the power, and you see both of them work fine. No dramas. Now the zoom does work, but it's only going to work up to 105mm. Whether a firmware update for the 622CTX might be needed for that, I'm not sure, but that all works fine. I can turn them off. The sync, both. Second curtain,
high speed. So yeah, both work fine. But for this one, only because Yongnuo do have a head start on Shanny with their triggering, I'm going to have to give this to Yongnuo. And now for the winner. With 4 out of 5 points, it's the Shanny Sn600Sc over the 2 out of 5 points that the Yongnuo Yn568Exii got. So it's definitely the Shanny, with boasting more power, a better menu layout, external battery pack, larger zoom range. It's definitely a better unit for the price. Granted, it is newer than the Yongnuo. The Yongnuo has been out a little bit longer, but that should probably justify this flash being a bit cheaper than this flash. So thank you for watching Gear Wars. This is episode 1, so make sure you subscribe and we'll be back to give you some more reviews. Thanks guys.